You know what? It is just so exciting. I think what's so wonderful about the Shakespeare canon is that it's going nowhere, so you can do absolutely anything with it. From the beginning of time, Shakespeare's always been so experimental with gender. When these shows first opened in Elizabethan England, the company would have been played by boys, by men. Your Lady Macbeths, your Juliets, your Ophelias would have all been played by male boy players. So I think it's so wonderful now, sort of flipping that narrative that, yeah, we're offering a version of Macbeth played by a fantastic ensemble of female players, non-binary players, gender non-conforming players. It's very liberating, yeah.
And how important is that now in today's society to see those roles portrayed in that way?
No, massively. Well, the thing is, I think representation is just so important. Whether that be for young queer folks, if they're struggling with their gender identity, whether that be for women, whether that be for anyone, at the heart, right? Macbeth is a tale about power. It's a tale about powerful structures. It's a tale about supernatural entities, powerful people, right? And if folks can see these beings be represented by folks that they identify as, I think that's so wonderful and very, very validating.
And I do think Shakespeare transcends over time. I mean, considering it was so long ago William Shakespeare wrote these plays, there's definitely still that synergy today.
No, absolutely. And I think it's just so, and that's what I was like saying before, like just to echo that, like the themes will go nowhere. Like Macbeth is a play about war. It's a play about like power. And obviously in the current climate we're in, there's war everywhere, which is very, very unfortunate. So, we've been tapping into absolutely everything. Even things like royalty, and in terms of like what is monarch structure like, like very themes that I think we're well acquainted with. So I think, yeah, they very much so mirror.
And what are we going to see in this production in terms of the period? Are we going traditional? Is it modern? Oh, you look very excited about this.
You know what? It's so cool. So like I would say it's got little echoes of period. It's very much so set in this traditional like folklore Scottish world of like sort of back in the day. Super, super lovely. But we have little aspects of it that pay homage to like a timeless aspect of it. And some of that is through sort of like costume and like design choices. So like I would say to an extent it has a timeless feel, but like it very much so is sort of like set in that kind of traditional period, which I think is so wonderful. Which makes it really interesting when the players are female and like non-binary.
Yeah, absolutely. And it does kind of switch it up and it keeps it fresh. What
Yeah.
about the text? Are we staying true to the text, or again, have we got a few differences? Because I know with Unseemly Shakespeare, there
Mhm.
is always something a little bit, cool there.
Absolutely. So we are, as folks taking on, such famous text, we are absolutely honoring Shakespeare's words, but for all the words that he wrote himself for this piece. However, that said, we've integrated so much gorgeous spoken word and poetry from fantastic female poets and writers, and that's woven so wonderfully throughout the piece. Told by our witches. I'm one of the witches, which is so exciting. And some of our other fabulous cast members. Again, just to sort of give that sort of contemporary flair to a tale that we know so well.
And you have been running already at Hope Mill. You've opened the production. You're running until the 29th of June. What has the reaction been like from the audiences who've seen it already?
You know what? It's been so wonderful. Like, I think, sometimes I think it's really hard when you have a Shakespeare that everyone knows. Lots of folks have studied this text for their GCSEs at school. Like, it's on the syllabus for a reason, right? So folks are very familiar with a version of Macbeth, and that holds a lot of pressure. And the reception has been so wonderful. We've had folks who have literally said this is the best version of Macbeth they've ever seen, right? It's so different. It's such a new version of Macbeth and it's so well received. And I think we're really honing in on this idea of women at war and like what is that as a concept. And I just think it's just very, very powerful and it's been received so wonderfully. Like everyone's raving about it.
And what an amazing place to put it on, Hope Mill, because you do feel really close to the action when you're at Hope Mill. So it just must feel like a visual feast.
No, absolutely. And we've staged it so wonderfully in the round. And there is absolutely some real immersive, intimate qualities that us wonderful witches are pursuing throughout the show, which is so, so, so wonderful. You know what? It's really fun, like giving audience members a jump scare. Like, oh my God, it's dead good. Listen, like creeping up behind an audience member, giving them a little hiss, and they're like, oh God, you're there the whole time. Oh, it's great. I love it. So, so, so
I
good.
was going to ask you what's the best bit about being a witch, but I think you've said it already there.
Yeah, well, you know what? Like, I've from the beginning of time, throughout all of my formal training and stuff, I always said I've always wanted to play a witch in Shakespeare, in Macbeth. It's a role I've always wanted to do, just because I think they honor me in terms of like how I identify, and I just think they're really interesting to play as like a magical being. Like, I think it's so, so, so cool, and it's fab. Like, we're like these absolute agents of chaos, of magic. Like, the movement is insane in this piece. Like, it's so, so, so cool, so physically demanding. Like, it's a real workout when we're doing the show.
And especially in the warm weather that we've been having, I bet you can't wait to get off stage and have a drink.
Last night's show, oh my God, girl, listen, dripping, 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 dripping. Like, it was so warm. It was so warm. Like, honestly, like when we had finished the show, like all of us girlies, we were like, get the fans out. Like, we are dripping. Poor Wardrobe's putting a wash on for us, you know. Like, yeah, like obviously because the space in Hope Mill's so wonderful, like it's in a beautiful, intimate black box space. But whilst you've got really hot weather, like, but listen, I'm sure back in the day, listen, Elizabethan England, when you got those people in the pit, listen, we're giving them some history. That's what it would have been like.
Yeah, and we are appreciating it so much. So, if you haven't seen Macbeth, you need to get down to Hope Mill because you are there until the 29th of June, and you've got me so excited for this. Right, witch, be gone.